Divisional Playoff picks. We're going to pick all the games this weekend. We'll pick them in order as they're going to be played. First game, Jaguars versus Chiefs. We like Trevor Lawrence a lot. We like Travis Etienne a lot. We like the Jaguars head coach, Doug Peterson. But come on now. We're talking about the Jaguars visiting the Kansas City Chiefs. I can't even not laugh. The only thing that we debated here at the collective is, can the Chiefs win by this 9 points and cover the spread? The spread at Caesars is -8.5. So how big can the Chiefs win by? We've seen the Chiefs many times this season take their foot off the gas and not lose the game, but lose leads and make the game tougher than it needs to be. We've seen the Chiefs go to overtime with the Houston Texans. We saw the Chiefs struggle to beat the Denver Broncos last weekend of the season. So, I mean, the Chiefs can't let you down when it comes to covering the spread. But win this game? Stop it. Of course they're going to win. I mean, the reality of it is Trevor Lawrence was throwing interceptions like crazy in that game. In the playoff game last week against the Chargers. In the game against the Chargers last week, the Jaguars were the home team, found themselves down 27 points. I know they came back and won, but I repeat, they were down 27 points. At home now. The Jaguars are a 9-win team, and making it to a divisional playoff game is a very far distance traveled for a 9-win team in the NFL. Their journey will end this weekend in Kansas City. The collective, we like the Chiefs a lot. -8.5. No problem. Next up, Giants at Eagles. First thing, it needs to be stated here at the collective, we called out Daniel Jones multiple times. We had a lot to say about his play. We said Daniel Jones was the clumsiest quarterback in the league. We called him out directly just last week, and Daniel Jones showed up. Daniel Jones played a great game. That definitely needs to be said by someone like myself that constantly buries Daniel Jones. So here I am today to salute Daniel Jones. I have nothing bad to say about Daniel Jones. I'm going to analyze how I think this game will go without talking bad about Daniel Jones. Only good things to say about him. The last 3 times I talked bad about him on here, he played great. All right, so got to salute that. Said Daniel Jones last week, 0 turnovers, 300 yards in the air, ran for 78 yards. That's very impressive against any NFL playoff team. I understand it was the Vikings, and their defense has proven to be mediocre. Yes, multiple times this season. So I can see that argument, but still, that's impressive. Those numbers are impressive. So we salute you. The collective salutes you, Daniel Jones. Great job. All right. So prior to Jalen Hurts' injury, the Eagles' offense looked like a juggernaut lots of times to me. Even in the game they lost to the Commanders, I remember watching that game and thinking, wow, the Eagles look good. I thought at any time they could take over and win that game. I thought that loss was definitely a result of a familiar division foe coming in playing harder than normal, and it's tough to win division games. That's a creed in the NFL. It's been like that. Yeah, that's how it is. So they're so familiar with each other. But some people question the Eagles' schedule. As I'm saying, they were a juggernaut. Maybe they played a lesser schedule than teams like Kansas City and Cincinnati. I thought Cincinnati played everybody tough. All the great teams seemed like Cincinnati had to play them. But still, like I said, the Eagles, it's NFL teams, and they were dominant against a lot of good defenses. I thought at least solid teams anyway. All right. So we expect the Eagles to be well rested off this bye week they just had. We wonder how much rest and recovery Jalen Hurts' shoulder has had. I think he's had a lot of time. Since he played in that last regular season game, gives me confidence that he is ready to play. As great as Jalen Hurts has been this season, magnificent season for Jalen Hurts, in my opinion, an MVP season. It will be great to see him get that. Confident that the MVP award is going to Patrick Mahomes, though. But I think, not to myself, but maybe to many, Jalen Hurts still has much left to prove. And we expect him to continue proving this weekend with a victory over the Giants. And we expect the Eagles to cover. We like the Eagles, -7.5. Bengals at Bills. Okay. I didn't think any of the games this weekend are difficult to pick. Very confident this weekend. If I had to say one was the hardest to pick, this is the game I would say was hardest to pick. I'll tell you why. Specifically because the Bengals have 3 offensive linemen out this weekend. And that could be a disaster. When I considered who would win this game and I weighed the matchups, when it comes to head coaching, I like the Bengals. Defenses are probably even. Skill positions is probably a toss-up. It's probably even. And then we get to quarterback. I like the Bengals. The collective, we take Joe Burrow over Josh Allen right now at this point in their careers. In fact, we question people that select Josh Allen and we ask, why? What has he done that makes him better than Joe Burrow? Or I would ask this, what does Joe Burrow need to do to prove himself? That's what I would ask. I won't ask what has Josh Allen done. I would say, what does Joe Burrow need to do to prove himself? Because Joe Burrow is proven. He's tested and proven. And we expect Joe Burrow to pass another test this weekend. Even with the 3 linemen out, I'm very worried about that. But you only need 3 or 4 explosive plays to win a game. When you got Higgins and Jamar Chase, the possibility for especially Jamar Chase, the possibility for an explosive play is there. I just need that line to hold up. Don't let Burrow get injured, of course, but just hold up enough for him to get like 5 shots deep down the field. I'm sure he'll connect on 3 of them. Bengals will be in business. Bills are a tough team. Very good team. I got a lot of respect for the Bills. Don't get me wrong. I love Josh Allen. He is magnificent. I'm only talking in comparison to Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is probably something better than magnificent. Joe Burrow. Okay, so we like the Bengals. We're going to take the points, 5.5. Bengals plus 5.5. All right. Like I just said, that Bengals-Bills was the hardest game for me to pick. The final game, Cowboys at 49ers. This is the one that I probably put the most thought on. Probably. Dak Prescott played brilliantly last week. If he brings that this weekend, matter of fact, I think that is needed for the Cowboys to win this weekend. You need a brilliant game from Dak Prescott. You need CeeDee Lamb to be great. You need Pollard probably to step up and be great. A little something from Zeke. Everybody has to be so great for the Cowboys to win. It takes so much. Then you watch the 49ers. I thought that game against the Seahawks last week it came down to the Geno Smith fumble in the red zone in the third quarter. I thought that game, the Seahawks had a chance. The Seahawks fought hard. But when you're driving and you're about to go in for a touchdown, you turn it over, the other team scores a touchdown, that's a backbreaker. The big one, I said this on this channel weeks ago, earlier this season actually. The strip sack fumble recovery is one of the biggest plays in the game. A strip sack fumble recovery. That's one of the biggest plays in the game. It changes so much. And that the Seahawks had fight in them. They had a chance to win that game until that fumble. And the 49ers took over then. Even before that moment, though, the 49ers seemed to have established dominance to me physically over the Seahawks. The big hole on that one running play, they opened up a huge hole for Christian McCaffrey, and he just exploded through it. Those things I do not expect to happen this week. I expect, even though, I thought that it was a tough battle last week. Once the 49ers got control of the game, they kept control of the game. It was no problem. They were much better than the Seahawks. I expect the Cowboys to be better than the Seahawks were. I expect the Cowboys to make this a better game this week. I expect the Cowboys to lose. When you got Deebo Samuel and Christian McCaffrey out there having an explosion contest, seeing who can be more explosive, that's tough to stop. I know Brock Purdy is, should we say he's untested? He's won a playoff game, but still, he hasn't been put to the fire yet. Will the Cowboys defense be able to test him? Will Michael Parsons get to him? I could see Michael Parsons getting a strip sack fumble in this game, or at least maybe 2 sacks or something. But I could also see him getting 0. I could see 49ers. I like 49ers when I do the matchup of head coach. I think Shanahan is going to outclass McCarthy. That's what I'm expecting. And I think 49ers win. I don't know how easily, but easy enough to cover the -4 spread. So we're going to take 49ers -4. Okay, let's recap. Here are our picks for the divisional playoffs. Chiefs, Eagles, Bengals, Niners. Okay. That could be a nice parlay, or, hey, however you want to play them. So, those odds are by Caesar Sportsbook. And I would ask you, thanks for viewing. I would ask you to click like and subscribe. That'd be cool. That's helpful. Thanks for doing that. But thanks for viewing. Appreciate it. And enjoy the divisional playoffs this weekend. Peace.